Hello class, today we are looking at writing linear equations. We're going to write equations from points in slope, or a graph. So your essential question is, how do I write linear equations? Your learning intention: I'm learning to write equations from graphs, point and slope, or 2 points. So you've got 4 warm-up questions. Can you evaluate those functions correctly? Pause the video and see if you remember how to do this. Well, I hope you tried. So, as we're looking at the first one, we're using the function h. H is negative 5x plus 2. Our x value is negative 3. So this becomes negative 5 times negative 3 plus 2. So when I take my function h and I put negative 3 in for x, negative 5 times negative 3 is 15 plus 2. So when h is evaluated with negative 3, the answer is 17. If you did not get it, hopefully you can pause the video and try the other 3 if you did not understand. Okay, now we're using the function f, and we're using negative 10 for x. So this becomes negative 10 quantity squared plus 9. So when I take my function f and put negative 10 in for my x value, negative 10 times negative 10 is 100. 100 plus 9. So f evaluated with negative 10 will give me 109. Okay, let's look at the next one. We're looking at function g. G is 3x minus 7. So when I plug 4 in for the equation, this becomes 3 times 4 minus 7. G evaluated with 4 is 12 minus 7. G evaluated with 4 is 5. Okay, for the last one, we're still using our function f again. And it's x squared plus 9, so this becomes 3 squared plus 9. So evaluating f with 3, I end up with 9 plus 9. 3 squared is 9. F evaluated with 3 is equal to 18. So that's how you evaluate functions. Hopefully by this time you're comfortable doing that and you realize you just are plugging and chugging. Okay, let's look at the next one. There's 3 forms of linear equations that we look at. This is our point-slope form. This is our slope-intercept form, our point-slope form, and our standard form. So to write the equation of a line from the following, we're going to do it in 2 forms. We're going to do the slope-intercept and the point-slope forms. Next class period, we will look at putting them into standard form. So write the equation of a line from the following slope and in slope-intercept and point-slope forms. Okay, for slope-intercept, we have to find our b value. We've got our slope, we've got 1 point, and we substitute in to find b. So we start with 7. That's our b value, our y value. 7 is equal to, next comes our slope, negative 3 over 4 times x, which is negative 4, plus b. We're solving for b. 7 is equal to, okay, negative times negative is a positive. The 4's cancel out because 4 divided by 4 is 1. So this is 3 plus b. When I subtract 3 from both sides, 4 is equal to b. I'm now ready to write it in slope-intercept form. Y is equal to negative 3 over 4x plus 4. Any questions? Okay, for the point slope form, it's even easier to do because all we do is plug and then we have to simplify. The y1 and x1 are the point, is this point here. This is x, this is y. So I start off with y minus, and then I look at my y value, 7, is equal to, I put in my slope, negative 3 over 4. Then my parentheses, x minus, in this case it is negative 4. Okay, this is what I have to simplify. I know I don't minus a negative, I simply plus the positive. So, y minus 7 is equal to negative 3 over 4 times x plus 4, and we're done. Okay, same thing again. For the slope-intercept form, we've got to find that b. We've got our slope and we've got 1 point, and we plug it in and find that b. So let's get started. Remember, this is our x value, this is our y value. So to find my intercept, to find b, I plug everything I have in here and I find the b. So my y value is negative 12 is equal to negative 4 over 5 times, what's my x value? 25 plus b. You're using the equation, plugging in what you know to find the unknown. Negative 12 is equal to, 5 goes into 25, 5 times. So this will become negative 4 times 5, which is negative 20, plus b. I add 20 to both sides. Negative 12 plus 20 is positive 8 is equal to b. Now I'm ready to finish it up. I've got my slope, I've got my y-intercept. I just put it into my equation. Y is equal to negative 4 over 5 x plus 8. And we're done. Okay, for the point slope form, we just substitute in our x and y values. Y minus, what's my y? Negative 12 is equal to, what's my slope? Negative 4 over 5 times x minus, what's my x? 25. I'm almost done. Can I minus a negative? Nope, you plus that positive. Y plus 12 is equal to negative 4 over 5 times x minus 25, and we're done. So, hopefully it's becoming a little clearer what your process is. We have one more where we've got the slope and a point. we're going to do both of them. So I want you to pause the video. Can you do this one on your own? Pause the video now, please. Well, I hope you tried. So, for the first one, I need to find my b value. So this is y is 5. 5 is equal to negative 2 times negative 8 plus b. Y is equal to mx plus b. 5 is equal to, negative times negative is a positive, 16 plus b. I need to subtract 16 from both sides to get b. 5 minus 16 is negative 11, is equal to b. I'm now ready to write my equation. Y is equal to negative 2x minus 11, and we're done. For the point slope form, y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times the quantity of x minus x sub 1. We're just doing substitution. Y minus, what's my y value? 5 is equal to, next comes my slope, negative 2 times the quantity of x minus negative 8. Once again, we do not minus the negative, we plus that positive. Y minus 5 is equal to negative 2 times x plus 8, and we're done. Okay, so what is the difference between having 2 points and having the slope and a point? Well, the difference is you've got to find your slope first. So as I'm looking at this first one for my slope, I know that slope is delta y over delta x. Delta means the difference of you're subtracting. I've got xy, xy. Does it matter which point I start with? No. So I'm going to start here, and I'll have 10 minus negative 10 over 10 minus negative 15. You don't minus the negatives, you plus the positive. 10 plus 10 is 20. 10 plus 15 is 25. Okay, am I done yet? No, because I need to simplify. 5 goes into 20 4 times. 5 goes into 25 5 times. So my slope is actually 4 over 5. Okay, so let's look at let's find the point of the intercept so we can do the point, slope intercept form. So what is so I start off finding my b value. So if I'm looking at this, in fact, I'm going to do one thing right now. I'm going to separate this into 3 columns. Okay, to find my intercept, I've got to pick one of the 2 points. Does it matter which one I pick? No, someone use the positive one. 10 is equal to 4 over 5 times 10 plus b. 10 is equal to, this would be 40 divided by 5, which will be 8, plus b. Subtract 8 from both sides, 2 is equal to b. Now I'm ready to finish it up. y is equal to 4 over 5 x plus 2. And I'm done. Okay, for the last one, this is probably the easiest one once you find the slope. Y minus, once again, I'm going to use the positives because they're easier to work with. Y minus 10 is equal to 4 over 5 times x minus 10, and we're done. Okay, pause the video and see if you can do the next one on your own. If you can do the next one on your own, then you know you're understanding the concept. Well, I hope you tried. Step 1, find the slope. Remember the change in y over the change in x. So my y values are 16 minus 7. My x values are 2 minus negative 1. 16 minus 7 is 9. 2 minus a negative 1, which is 2 plus 1, is 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. My slope is 3. Now I need to find my y-intercept, my b value. So I will choose one of the two. I think I'll just stick with the first one. 16 is equal to 3 times 2 plus b. 16 is equal to 6 plus b. Subtract 6 from both sides. 10 is equal to b. Now I substitute in. Y is equal to 3x plus 10. Any questions? Stop and look and think. You're finding the slope. You're substituting the slope and a point in to find b. Once you find b, you substitute back into the equation. Okay, for the last one, once again, I'm going to use the positive numbers. That way I don't have a second step to do. Y minus 16 is equal to 3 times the quantity of x minus 2, and we're done. So as we get to the last two, these are graphs that we need to analyze. The first thing we need to know, well, the two things we need to know are slope and y-intercept. The y-intercept is your b value. These we are only going to write in point slope form, or y-intercept form. So, what is the b value? Where does it cross the y-axis? This one is at negative 1. So b is equal to negative 1. What is my slope? Well, I need to create that right triangle. It's a positive slope. Remember, this is rise over run. I go up 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. I go to the right 1, 2, 3 boxes. My slope is 4 over 3. Putting it all together, y is equal to 4 over 3x minus 1. Okay, pause the video and see if you can do the next one on your own. If you can, then you know you're understanding concepts. Remember, this is a negative slope. Well, I hope you tried. It crosses the y-axis here, and that is -2. So b is equal to -2. My slope, which I know is a negative slope, I can use these two, or I can use these two. You have to use 2 points that intersect the corner of a box. So if I use these two, I go down 1, I go right 1, 2, 3. So this is -1/3. Now, if I went clear down to here, it would be 2/6. Well, 2/6 is also 1/3. Putting it all together, y is equal to -1/3 x minus 2. So I hope that you are understanding all these processes, and I hope that you are successful. You know you are when you can write equation of lines from 2 points, or the slope in 1 point, or from a graph. So this is writing linear equations.